have to excuse the movement because I am holding my camera on a tripod. Anyway, hi guys, thanks so much for joining me at Rose and Jones. So today I am filming my autumn favourites, ones I've been reaching for, ones that I'm looking forward to reaching for, and just the lovely change of season. I'm so excited that it's autumn. I just love this season so much. And today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I thought I'd bring you up into my little cave of wonders here where all the magic happens, and talk to you about my favourites for autumn. Really hope I don't make you all travel sick and trying to keep this thing steady. We're going to be focusing on this side of the cupboard. I don't know if anyone's as OCD as me. I actually store all my perfumes in season order, so I do start from the spring, work my way into summer, autumn, and then winter. These are all my sort of designer fragrances, and then I've got my niche and kind of more expensive fragrances stored at the top there. I'm so pleased it's autumn. I love the autumn. I've been looking at these bottles over on the summer side and thinking I can't wait to get over there, because then I know it's autumn and I can start really enjoying the season. So we'll just jump straight in. So let's talk about, this is my first scent that I've been reaching for this autumn. So this is the classic, cult classic, the one and only Lolita Lempicka Eau de Parfum. I love so many in this line. This is the one that I've been looking forward to wearing for the autumn. This to me is just a rich, sweet licorice. There's woodsy notes in here, there's iris, there's ivy, there's violets as well. The licorice really dominates in this one, but because you get this also this woodsy, earthy kind of a note, it's not too sweet, but it's the licorice, this dark, there's black candy, licorice candy, really puts me in the mood for autumn, particularly Halloween. This would be a beautiful scent for Halloween because you've got that rich, you know, black candy smell, the licorice, woodsy. It's kind of sensual, it's deep, it's just got a lovely vibe, and I have started wearing this one. I've been really enjoying it. This is just the perfect bottle design for autumn and probably for Halloween as well. You've got this poison apple, it screams autumn at me, and I've been really enjoying wearing this perfume. Absolutely love it. Actually, wearing this during the day takes me to the next fragrance. If I'm wearing this during the day, the evening, it just has to be its kind of brother, I suppose, or older sister. Dark Evil older sister. This is very similar. I mentioned this, I did obviously a video, Lolita Lempicka collection. I did talk about all these fragrances. This one I liken to this very strongly, and said that it was so like it that it was almost not worth having both of them. But you know, since I've been wearing this one, I do appreciate the differences in it. It's darker, it's more musky, it takes you into the evening in a much more suitable way than this one. This one's beautiful for any occasion really, but this is much more evening suitable. It's got these musks, there's sandalwood in here, it's rich lovely sandalwood, and although they are similar with the licorice note, they do set themselves apart at the time of the day that I would wear them, and this just takes me into the evening. Absolutely beautiful. It's a nice bedtime scent, and I have to say I love reaching for this fragrance more than any other just because of the bottle. I love reaching for it and spraying it, and it puts me in mind of just this dark fairy tale. And yeah, this is not actually focusing, sorry, and it's probably shaking, so I'm sorry about that too. I'm trying to keep steady as much as I can. So that's Lolita Lempicka. This one is called Minuit, which I think means the midnight. I believe that's what it's called. So, and just, can we just get a look at this bottle? Just focus for a second. There you go. It's just so beautiful. Anyway. So next up, another fragrance I've been reaching for. More on a sunny autumn day, I reach for this. This is the Nina Ricci or Ricci Bella. So this one is a predominantly a rhubarb based fragrance. It has a really bright note, bright kind of scent here. It's like an apple scent, I think. It gives it a real lovely brightness, and there's this beautiful rich rhubarb that is definitely the most dominant note. It's very easy wearing. If you like rhubarb, this would be a lovely safe blind buy, and just because of the season, I think this is just absolutely beautiful to wear on a sort of sunny autumn day. It's fresh, it's very easy wearing, and yeah, it would suit any occasion really throughout the autumn. It's just this lovely fruity, not too complex, not too heavy, just pretty, feminine. And my lighting is not really sufficient, so I'm going to do my best to move out of the way because I'm in my own light. Crouching down. Sorry. If you're wondering what that is on that bottle, it's a little bee. It's the most beautiful little green bee. And these bottles, I love these bottles. I mean, they're kind of similar to the other, you know, the Lolita Lempicka, but let me just try and get this steady because it's, yeah. They are apples as well, but these obviously are very slightly different in design. This one has the little bee, and the only bottles that have the bee are the 50ml and the 75ml. When you buy the little 30ml, it doesn't actually have the little bee on it. I want to see if I can just get that close up. There you go. So cute, ever so cute. So Nina Ricci Bella. My next fragrance is the Alien. This is the Essence Absolue. I've heard a lot of people talk about this in their autumn videos. I have to say I've really enjoyed watching everybody's autumn videos. There's a lot of them coming up from all different reviewers, and I absolutely love watching them. I love watching people's different opinions and the perfumes they choose. Some of them are similar. There's a lot of repeated perfumes, but obviously, you know, it's because they're good and they work and they're lovely and they represent the season so beautifully. And this is one that I do see keep cropping up, and I bought this because I keep seeing so many reviews on it. This was actually a blind buy for me. Surprise, surprise. Very pleased to say that I do really enjoy this one. Now, the thing with Alien is that there is this incredibly strong, indolic, sickly vibe from Alien. It's very strong patchouli. I don't really like strong patchouli in my fragrances. It does give me a bit of a headache. The Alien DNA has a very strong patchouli and sambac jasmine base. This one does carry the same DNA. You still get that same Alien vibe. It does still have it in this one, but you do have an absolutely beautiful sort of coating and softness of the most beautiful vanilla. There's a lot more in this one. Again, I'll list the notes. I can't remember all the notes, but I'm assuming there's things like caramel from what I can remember. Lots of gourmand notes in this one, and it really does work. This to me works. This is lovely. I've enjoyed wearing this one. One spray is all you need. Literally just one spray. It is so strong. The sillage on this is insane. The longevity is insane. I would say you can wear it any time of the day, if I'm honest. If you're careful with your sprays, you can wear it during the day. Or if you don't want to be careful, you can cover yourself in it. People will walk away because it's so strong. The one spray for me is all you need. Takes you into the evening beautifully because it's such a rich, decadent smell. The way I want to describe the Alien DNA, because it's so hard to know what it's going to smell like when you've never smelled Alien before. There's something about the strength of the patchouli and the jasmine in Alien that almost gives you a textured smell. It's almost chewy, like there's almost a textured vibe. It has some really beautiful, sweet, really decadent gourmand notes in here which sort of envelope it, and it makes it creamier and softer and more wearable, in my opinion. For me anyway, it's far more wearable than the other Aliens. For me, obviously I know it's a cult classic, the Alien, so it works for a lot of people, but for someone who finds them too strong, this one is lovely. So the next fragrance I've been so excited to be reaching for this new season is the L'Artisan Parfumeur. This is Noir Exquis. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I am. I'm sorry if I'm not. Noir Exquis. So I have to say, this is the one I've been dreaming about wearing all throughout the spring and summer. Now, Noir Exquis is primarily a vanilla-based fragrance, but it's a really sexy, kind of sweet, beautiful vanilla with there's some beautiful notes in this fragrance. It is likened to By the Fireplace by, is it Maison Margiela? Another very popular fragrance for the autumn. This one is sweeter, I believe. There's a lot of similar notes. I think this one has maple syrup, I believe, and chestnuts, and just so many gorgeous gourmand style notes. I would say it leans a bit masculine, but not in the sense that it's a masculine fragrance. It's just that there's notes in here that remind me of something that I would smell on a man, but really sexy, sweet, resinous kind of notes. And this actually is my very first sort of vanilla based fragrance. This is autumn for me. This is just, it's sweet, it's decadent. I do get the maple syrup vibe from here. I do get this kind of chestnut, this really sweet chestnut, gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. I think the by the fireplace, I did actually sample that very recently in a John Lewis department store, and it's a much smokier fragrance compared to this one. It's just a sweet. It has a lovely tone to it, and this one's got more of perhaps a fizziness to it, more of a sparkling quality than by the fireside. But it really is the most beautiful fragrance. Just a really sexy, sweet, beautiful vanilla. So now if I want roses in autumn, now I love my rose, If I want roses in autumn, this is where I come. I come to Tom Ford and I pull out my Cafe Rose. This is a really rich gourmand style rose. So this is a lovely rose fragrance for autumn. I can't tell you off my head what all the notes are in this, but I know there's a saffron note in here, which really gives it this kind of earthy, kind of a rich fragrance, but it's also sweet. I would say this is easily a rose fragrance of both a man and a woman. It doesn't really pull feminine, doesn't really pull, sorry about the zoom there, doesn't pull masculine either. But it's actually a really sexy rose fragrance. Now I'm going to assume there's coffee in here, hence the name Cafe Rose. I don't smell the coffee, but obviously it's going to be giving it something. It's a Cafe Rose. It's a rich, decadent, gourmand style, not too sweet, not too strong, just a lovely rose for the autumn. So staying with the same house then, we're going to talk about Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. So this is another fragrance I've been reaching for only recently. This is actually one that I acquired this at the beginning of the year. I didn't like this when I first sampled it. I think it was just the wrong time of the year. And now it's amazing how you just change of a season and your nose just changes and your senses change and you just want such different things. And yeah, and I came back to this one and my nose is sensing something completely different. When I first smelled this, it just didn't smell, I wasn't really sure what to make of it. It was quite piercing. It was definitely vanilla. You do get the vanilla, you do get the tobacco. But what I was smelling was like a sort of sour tartness in this fragrance that I just didn't understand. And coming back to it in autumn, spraying it on my wrist and letting it settle down and do its thing, I got this most beautiful apple pie with vanilla custard scent. And it's lovely. It's really nice. It's a real gourmand. Now, I've never heard anyone else talk about it in a gourmand sense. I don't think I have, at least. People do talk about the beautiful blend of tobacco and vanilla. I know it's an incredibly popular scent and it's been spoken about an awful lot on YouTube. And people give it, it's got great ratings and it's one of the Tom Ford's biggest sellers, I think. So you're wondering why the hell it says dragon's egg. My niece has the most amazing imagination, and when I got her to sample a lot of my fragrances and sort of describe them in a few words, dragon's egg is how she described this fragrance. She gets a sort of magical vibe. It's like an egg, like a dragon's egg, but with this smokiness. So it's smoky, magical dragon's egg. And when you smell, if anyone's got this and then you sniff it again, just think of a dragon's egg. I say it really does. If you can imagine a strange thing like that, I think she's nailed it. I think they should just rename this whole fragrance Dragon's Egg. So the last fragrance I'm going to talk about today is one that I've started reaching for. Again, I don't have the full bottle of this because it's very expensive, but I do have this decant. It is Fève Delicieuse. Is that how I'm pronouncing it? Fève Delicieuse. I don't know. I'll write it. I'll write it on the screen. We'll call it Fev. Christian Dior Privee line. This again is another fragrance that is spoken about an awful lot. It's a very popular one from the Christian Dior Privee line. This is a straight up beautiful gourmand fragrance. So Fev is absolutely packed full of the most beautiful, delicious notes. I think you've got cherry and you've got almond and you've got vanilla, and I'm gonna forget all of them, but I'll list them all. And then what you get here is this, well, certainly to my nose, it's marzipan. I love marzipan, and this is how it smells to me. It's not soft, I would say. It's not like a low soft kind of a scent. This is marzipan, this is almonds, this is cherry, but I'd say the almond is coming through to me as a green almond. There's a certain tartness to this. It's a bit of a sharpness. So it doesn't sit too soft or too, low, if that's a weird way of saying it. There's a bit of a brightness to it, a bit of lift, and it's whatever this tartness is. That's where maybe it's the cherry. This could be a sort of more of a bitter. Perhaps it's a bitter cherry accord in there. It's giving it some lift, but primarily this is just a really sweet, ultra sweet cherry almond fragrance. Lovely gourmand, beautiful for this season, beautiful for winter as well. I really get the tonka bean in this as well. There's just so many beautiful notes. So this is like a 12 ml decan that I purchased from an eBay seller, and this is plenty really for me. I'm not going to be using too much of this because it is quite a sort of decadent, rich fragrance, and I'm looking forward to wearing this as it gets a lot colder as well. I think it will really come alive and be so cozy and just so edible as it gets into the winter. So my final fragrance, I'm just going to give a quick mention to, like a little honourable mention. It's only a decan. I can't afford a full bottle, but it's beautiful, and I have been reaching for it, even though I was going to save it for the winter and for special days because it is so expensive. If you were to take the softer marzipan powdery element from this, that lovely tonka from that fragrance, and bottle it, you'll get Tonka Imperiale by Guerlain. Another very expensive fragrance, another very decadent, beautiful, gourmand fragrance. It is literally marzipan on your skin. It's a powdery marzipan. It has very, very low sillage, however. It doesn't project. It really does sit close to the skin, unfortunately, which is a shame as it is so expensive. But it is a quality fragrance. You can really smell the quality in the tonka bean. There's a depth to it, there's a richness to it, but it's soft at the same time. So it is soft and it's powdery, and it really doesn't last very long. So I'm really saving up my little sample for from when I get to really enjoy it. If it's like, maybe if it snows outside through the winter, if we get a day of snow, I'll probably reach for this one and cozy up and really enjoy it. So that's it. Those are the fragrances that I have actually been reaching for so far this season. I do have other fragrances, so I'll see what I continue to reach for as it gets colder. And actually, I'd love to know if anyone's having a Halloween party this season, what fragrance are you planning to wear for your party? What kind of one will, be perfect for it? I'd absolutely love to know. And I'll leave it there. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching, and I hope you will join me on my next one. Take care then. Bye.